Today's video is all about this one line from the patch notes. This was, I think, the most recent patch notes that came out, and if you see here, it says Akimbo, P890, X12, yada yada, the different pistols have received a damage reduction against armored opponents. So obviously that told me that these weapons can have different damage to armor in general. So I jumped into live Warzone matches and tried to test a few different weapons. I didn't go super in depth. It was just maybe like 3 or 4 hours of trying to get in the same match with a friend and then, getting money to get weapons and stuff. So it was not very easy, but we're going to go through what I found today. But as always, if you like the content that I make, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and drop a like on the video if you want to help with the algorithm. But let's jump into it and we'll see what I found. All right, so I've got the clip of me actually testing this in the background while I talk about it. The first thing I did was check the X12. So this is just the pistol you spawn in with in Warzone 2, so I figured it'd be easy just to start with that. Not Akimbo or anything, just the pistol by itself, and I did chest shots with this. And as I was testing, what I found was that at the longest range, it was doing 41 damage to the chest, and if you look at the Modern Warfare 2 multiplayer expected damage, it should have been doing 29 damage to the chest, so doing dramatically more damage to the chest. And again, I was checking for armored damage, so all of this was against a target that had armor. So right off the bat, that's weird. It's doing more damage when a person has armor plates on. That's kind of the opposite of what you would expect. But then as I moved in, that 41 damage was constant all the way up to around 15 meters. Because this was in a live Warzone match, it was very difficult to get this done quick enough to not get killed and actually get the numbers. But somewhere around 15 meters, it finally changed and started doing 52 damage to the chest. So normally the X12 has 4 different damage ranges. So if you look at the second furthest, it's 33 damage to the chest. The first drop off is 36 damage to the chest, and then the first damage range is 42 damage to the chest. So all the way out at max range, it was doing more damage to the, or about the same damage to the chest as it would normally do in multiplayer in that very first damage range. So just a dramatically increased amount of damage for this pistol. So right off the bat, this told me that I needed to check other things and see what was going on. So as I got closer, that 52 damage to the chest that was somewhere around 15 meters, at 9 meters, it turned to 62 damage to the chest. So that's almost headshot damage to the chest when you're in Warzone. And then what was weird is this didn't seem to have anything to do with plates. So as soon as the plates broke, I tested damage as well, and it was the same. So there was no difference in plate damage or anything. This was just straight up, the pistol does a ridiculous amount of damage. The X12 does a ridiculous amount of damage in Warzone 2. Like I said, because of those results, I wanted to check multiple other weapons just to see what was going on, see if I could replicate this anywhere. And to be honest, I'm going to say right now before you watch the rest of this video, for the most part, no. I didn't see this anywhere else. I saw one gun, the M4, had one strange damage value, but I checked the TAC-56, I checked the Icarus, I checked the Vel, and the M4, and those 4 were all exactly the same as you would expect from the data we have from Modern Warfare 2 multiplayer. The only difference was the M4, I think, did 20 damage to the chest. The reason I say I think is because this was a live Warzone match. The gas hit the person that I was shooting at the exact same time that I shot the shot, and it seemed to do 2 extra damage to them. And this is the damage that's shown on my menu screen, so it should be the damage that I'm doing, but I do know from experience from doing this in Warzone 1 that for some reason in Warzone 1, when the gas hit the player you were shooting, sometimes it would give that damage to you. So I need to double check this and make sure that this was real, but that would just be 2 extra damage in the longest damage range for the M4. So really I need to go more in depth with this, but it's just incredibly difficult to test because I have to get in a live Warzone 2 match with a friend. They have to queue into the same match as me. We have to stay alive, get enough money to buy these weapons, and then test them. So you're going to have to bear with me as I test this. I didn't check any of the other pistols. I didn't check Akimbo or anything. I just didn't have time. It took a long time to do this. So I'll do that in the future. I'll go more in depth. But yeah, it's just interesting that this, for some reason, this X12 pistol is just doing insane amounts of damage. It did like 93 damage to the head. So it's like pop, 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 and you kill somebody if you get 1 headshot or 2 headshots. It's just crazy how fast you could kill somebody that only has 200 health with the X12 pistol. So like I said, I'll go more in depth in the future. This was more of just a preliminary. This is something weird that I found, wanted to get it out there, get it known so people knew that all this inconsistent TTK stuff we're feeling, I don't know. I'm not sure what that's about. I was thinking that maybe I was going to find that in this. Like maybe there's some extra plate damage or something that could create an even more extreme difference between regular health damage and plate damage, and cause these inconsistent TTKs that we're feeling. But unfortunately, I didn't really find that. I just found extreme damage on the X12 pistols. So I'll go more in depth, but I just wanted to get this information out there. That's all I wanted to cover in this video. I do want to mention that TGD 2.0 is coming extremely soon. I know I've been saying that for 3 months, but it's actually really close now. So hopefully within, I don't know, a week or two, we'll have TGD 2.0 out. It's basically a complete rework of the entire website if you don't know what that is. Mostly the functionality, the features are going to be very similar with some slight changes, some slight improvements. But overall, it's the same website, just completely redesigned. It looks better, flows better. Editing weapons is way faster. It should be a massive improvement over the current TGD website. So I'm really looking forward to releasing that. We've been working on it for, I don't know, probably 5 or 6 months at this point. And it's been a ton of work, but we'll be releasing that pretty soon. But that's all I wanted to cover for the video. So hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you learned something, and I'll see you in the next one.